Hi, Jesus Professor here, and in this episode of Jesus 101, I'm explaining why I don't trust most Christians. Most people who call themselves Christians do not obey 1 Corinthians chapter 5 when it says, I have written you in my letter not to associate with sexually immoral people. Not at all meaning the people of this world who are sexually immoral, or the greedy and swindlers or idolaters. In that case, you'd have to leave this world. But now I am writing you that you must not associate with anyone who calls himself a brother, but is sexually immoral or greedy, an idolater or a slanderer, a drunkard or a swindler. With such a man, do not even eat. What business is it of mine to judge those outside the church? Are you not to judge those inside? God will judge those outside. Expel the wicked man from among you.
In your name I come alive to declare your victory. The resurrected King is resurrecting me.
Sure, there may be some cases where the instruction does get obeyed, but most Christians fail to apply the instruction to their closest friends and family members in unrepentant sin when these people claim to be following Jesus. Strictly speaking, this instruction is not recursive. We do need to cease fellowship with those who call themselves believers, but who remain in one of the above sins. But we don't necessarily need to cease fellowship with believers who remain in fellowship with other unrepentant believers. However, my experience has been that it's best to keep a safe distance because Christians who tolerate these specific sins in other Christians will eventually persecute followers of Jesus who obey the instruction to keep ourselves separate. As if obeying the instructions of 1 Corinthians 5 to separate from purported believers in these ongoing sins is somehow worse than these ongoing sins themselves. This persecution may arise from a variety of motives and apparent causal factors, but one common pattern I've seen is that the Christians who remain in sexual immorality, for example, gossip and bear false witness against the followers of Jesus who cut them off from fellowship, as Scripture explains. Somehow these disobedient Christians think it's a better witness to disobey the clear instruction of 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and delude themselves into thinking that ongoing relationship and fellowship and listening to the gossip is more loving than obeying the Bible's instructions in this case.
Shout Jesus from the mountains, Jesus in the streets, Jesus in the darkness over every enemy, Jesus for my family, I speak the holy name, Jesus. Your name is power, your name is healing, your name is life. Break every stronghold, shine through the shadows, burn like a fire.
Hi. Suicide rates are rising rapidly, so most Jesus followers should prepare ourselves for a more active role in preventing suicides. We are on the front line since pros rarely get involved until a foot soldier helps connect people in crisis with trained professionals. E94.org is a Christian ministry dedicated to equipping the church to prevent suicide through free training of foot soldiers to prevent suicide through training, consulting, and resources. Get equipped to give hope and help and confidently refer people to professional counselors. Learn more at e94.org. Thank you.